What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Sean. For those who haven't been here before, my name is Sean. I do a daily video on something related to nursing. No rhyme or reason. Probably not going to change. Overtime. Talking about the OT. One of nurse's favorite friends. A nurse's BFF. I'm here to put a warning label on the OT. Here's the thing. Just a quick thing about OT. There is a tipping point. And I learned this the hard way. You could work a bazillion extra hours overtime. And at some point in time, the amount of income you earned versus the amount of income the government takes away reaches a tipping point balance. So you could work the overtime. You work the overtime and then they take a little away from you. You work the overtime, government takes a little bit away. You work the overtime, government takes a little bit more away. You work the overtime, government takes a little bit more away. You work the overtime, government takes even more away. Do you see what I'm getting at here? Is that after a certain number of shifts working overtime, certain number of hours working overtime, it won't matter how many hours you've clocked extra. The more money you make, the more money they take. The more money you make, that percentage of your check gets larger and larger. Everybody's going to be a little bit different on the tipping point there, because if you're a new nurse, it'll probably take you a little while to reach that tipping point. As a seasoned nurse who's been doing this a while, your pay scale is a little bit higher. It ain't going to take very long for you to hit a tipping point where it doesn't matter if you worked 7 days straight, 12 hours a day. Most likely, the government is going to take enough out of that extra that it's no longer extra. So you worked 40 more hours than you should have in a 2-week period, and you still take home the same amount of pay. I don't know about you, but if I'm going to work that much overtime, I surely want to get something out of it. This isn't an exact science, and maybe it just happened to me and nobody else, but there is a tipping point where you have to decide, is that overtime money worth the physical exhaustion you're going to go through? Physical and emotional. Think about how battered and beaten and broken you're going to be by working 4 extra shifts in a 2-week period. I mean, seriously. There's no amount of money that can comfort my body. Because besides, I'm not going to be able to enjoy the money. I'm going to be too busy recuperating on the floor. Just thinking about oxygen and nothing else. What are your thoughts on this one? Have you the same experiences? Do you know of that tipping point where you've reached maximum amount of extra? Love to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment down below. You know your comments are my caffeine. Share this with somebody. And as always, check your own pulse first.